Around with some circuits driving motors recently, and to power those motors I originally bought this power supply because I was using a 24 volt motor, and it's capable of supplying 20 amps at 24 volts. This supply is okay, probably paid about £25 for it, but I also needed a 12 volt supply, and yesterday I struck lucky. Car boot sell 2 server power supplies that you can see here, 50p each, so £1 for the 2 supplies. They both work. I've tested both of them, absolutely fine. And this one, as you can see, is already partly wired up. I've wired up the output. To get the supply to turn on, you need to short out a couple of pins. That's pin 31, which is on, there's pins on the other side as well, so pin 31 and 34, they need to be shorted for the supply to turn on. Rather than just put a jumper wire straight across there, I've added a switch so I can actually turn this on and off. Let's just try that. By the way, making sure the output's not shorted, because you definitely don't want that. There you go. So you can hear it comes on and then goes off. The supplies, they're almost identical supplies, not quite the same model. This one, let's have a look. This one is a Hewlett Packard DPS 800GB-A, revision 04M, but they both have the very similar specification. On a UK mains voltage 240, you'll notice the output at 12 volts is a whopping, and this is the thing that makes these supplies so good, a whopping 82 amps maximum, so really quite high current. This one, different model. I'm trying to see the model number. You can probably see it before I can. Maybe pause, you can find it. This one on a UK 240 volt supply, 12 volts, 82 amps as well, so almost identical specification. That's my son singing Bob the Builder in the background, sorry about that. So the supplies, they were very cheap. They are made for service, so they can slot in and slot out, hence this handle. So they've got this card edge connector, which isn't super convenient to use. However, there's not really any problem soldering onto that edge connector. Soldering that wire as well was trivial. And so temporarily at least, I've got these wires on here with these ring terminals. I'll probably screw them down to something in a while just to make sure that they don't short together. And yeah, they are cross-sectional area 4mm square, so these wires are not rated for the full 82 amps, but I've no intention of drawing anything like that current. Probably 10 amps, 20 amps at the most, I would think. So yeah, so really quite cheap power supplies. I've seen these or similar power supplies at car boot sales before. They're normally very cheap. I think it's normally like 50p. On eBay, I've seen silly prices being asked for them, and I think some Bitcoin miners might use them because they're 1000-watt power supplies. And I know nothing about Bitcoin mining, but I know that maybe those sort of people might be prepared spend a little bit more. And yeah, so as a benchtop power supply, I think they could be all right. So very cheap. So if you're looking for a good quality Hewlett Packard, good quality, high current 12 volt power supply, you might want to look out for one of these. Okay, that's it.